So we'll read this sum and we'll try to answer this. Products A and B are made in a factory which has two production cost centers, production and finishing. Budgeted production is 8,000 of A units, okay, and 10,000 of B units. Fixed overheads are absorbed on machine hour basis. So in the last sum we saw several bases. Here they are giving you one basis alone. The following budgeted information is available. So allocated and apportioned fixed cost. So this is the secondary. So primary distribution has been done and secondary distribution has been done. So this is the allocated and apportioned fixed cost. Okay, so both are same things. And the direct machine hour per unit is going to be for producing A, it spends 1.5 hours in production department and 2 hours in finishing department. Again, product B spends 1 hour in production department and 0.5 in finishing department. So what he wants here is what is the budgeted fixed cost per unit for product A and B. Okay, so that is the question here. So let's work it out. So we'll solve this sum. So what is that this question is asking is that product A and B are moving towards two production processes. Okay, so A spends 1.5 hour in production and B spends 1 hour in production. Okay, so they are spending per unit here. Okay, we have to like find out like what's the total number of hours both these products spend in the production here. So once we find out, then we can start to progress the sum. So first what we'll do, first we'll try to find out the total time or total time used in production department. Okay, so that we have to find. So there are two products here. So there are two products here, product A and product B. So product A spends 1.5 hours and how many products are totally produced? 8,000 products are produced. So here he has given here he has given 8,000 units. So the second one is product B, which spends 1 hour, and there are 10,000 units of B. So now how much hours are they like totally incurring? We'll just find it out. So this is 12,000 hours and this is 10,000 hours. So total hours would be 22,000 hours. Right? So in the same way, we'll try to find out what is the time it takes in the finishing department. So in the finishing department, they take, product A takes 2 hours and product B takes 0.5 hours. So now the total time would be 5,000 for B and 16,000 for A. So totally it's going to be 21,000 hours. Now the question that they are asking is what is the per unit overheads rate for both the A and B separately. So we have to find out what is the OAR, okay, overhead absorption rate on the basis of on machine hours. machine hours. Okay, that we have to find. So for that we have like two departments here. So we have again production department and we have finishing department. Okay, so if you take here, production department has a cost of 50,000. All right, it has a cost of 50,000 and it takes into account 22,000 hours. So we can find out the per hour rate. So the per hour rate would be, so this is the per hour rate. So we'll also try to find out for finishing. Finishing is 60,000 is the amount and 21,000 hours are being used. So let's find out that rate. So we got the per hour rate for both the departments here. Now what would be the rate for product A and product B? So that we have to find. So we'll find that. So OAR tells us if any product spends 1 hour in production department, they incur a cost of 2.27. And if any product is going to spend 1 hour in finishing, they will incur a cost of 2.85. So overhead per unit. Okay. So we can start here. 2.27 into, so each product, okay, so each product spends time here. So I think we could put a table. I think that would be much better. Right, so product A spends, we'll first put the amount. Okay, per hour it is 2.27 in production department and the total time it spends in production department is 1.5 hours. And product B spends 1 hour. In the same way, in finishing department it is 2.85 into, product A spends 2 hours there and product B spends 0.5 hours there. So we'll get the answer. Okay, so we'll convert them. We'll try to convert them. So if we convert, we get an answer like this. Okay, we'll convert them here. Right, so our consideration was the what's the cost per unit. Okay, what's the budgeted fixed cost per unit for A and B. So the budgeted fixed cost per unit for both the items would be, so A incurs a cost of 3.4 in production, plus it also incurs 5.7 in finishing. So that comes to 9.1. And in the same way, B incurs a cost of 2.27 and 1.425. So this is the answer here. Okay. So this sum is a completion of this overhead, because what we normally found till here, okay, till this sum in the primary and the secondary distribution was this number. Okay. We never knew that it would be like added to the product cost. Okay. We were like keep on like doing a lot of different methods, but what we didn't know was how this is going to be used to the final product. Okay, so this is how it is being converted. Okay, so you find out the total overheads, okay, after primary and secondary distribution. Then you find out the OAR. Okay, this is the finding out of the OAR, and OAR and relates that to the final product. Okay, so this is about this sum. We'll move on to the next one. So the next sum is like pretty much the same, but we will try to do this. A company has two departments, G and H, which are two production cost center, primary and finishing. In order to determine a budgeted fixed overhead cost per unit of product, the following budgeted data are given. Allocates and apportioned fixed overhead is 1 lakh and then 80,000. Direct labor hours per unit for G is 0.5 in primary and 0.2 in finishing. H has 1 hour in primary and 0.25 in finishing. The budgeted production units is 10,000 units for A and 6,000 units for B. Fixed overheads are to be absorbed on direct labor hour basis. What is the budgeted fixed overhead cost of a unit of A and B? Sorry, I think it should be G and H. Okay, it should be G and H, not A and B. So just like convert that alone. So it's always G and H. So here also it should be G, H and G and H. Okay. So we'll what we can do is we can copy this entire table so that we don't need to spend a lot of time, right? So as and when we move, we can change the numbers. We don't need to change them right now itself, all the numbers. We'll slowly go. So we'll start from the total time used in production department. So that we have to find out. So we have two products here, G, and then we have H. Okay. So G now takes 0.5, and the total number of products produced is 10,000, and H, okay, I think the department name here is primary. Okay, it's primary. H takes into account 1 hour, and it has 6,000 units. So this becomes 5,000, and this becomes 6,000. Totally put, it becomes 11,000. And now we'll find out what's the total time spent in finishing department. So we'll start. So again, this is going to be G, and this is going to be H. The time spent by G in finishing department is 0.2, and the time spent by H in finishing is 0.25. So we'll get the number here. So this is 2,000, and this is, I'm not sure how much it comes to. We'll just find out. It comes to 1,500. So totally 3500 hours is available here. So this is about the finishing department time. So we'll find out the OAR now. So OAR, we have not production department, we have primary department. So the cost is 1 lakh in primary and the total number of hours is 11,000. So we'll find out this amount. Okay, so that comes to 9.09. Let's find out the finishing department. Finishing department has a cost of 80,000 and it has hours of 3,500. So we found out the per hour rate. Okay, and the OAR is on the labor hours here. We'll have find out the overhead per unit. So it's about G and H. So let's get that. And it's primary here. Okay, so we got all the numbers. So we just have to find out. So I think we can remove all these. We can work out. So it takes 9.09 of per hour rate and totally G is using 0.5 in primary department and G is using, okay, G incurs a cost of 22.85 in the finishing and it takes a time of 0.2. So H takes a cost of 1 and H takes 0.25 hours in finishing. Okay, so we'll take this entire table here and we can work it out. So let's start. Okay, so G takes into account in primary they incur a cost of 4.45 and in finishing they incur a cost of 4.5. So totally the overhead cost per unit it is 9.1. So let's find out for primary. Okay, so H incurs a cost of 14.8 per unit. Okay, so this is about the sum. Hope you got the idea here. Okay, the idea is converting all the different numbers here. Okay, the number we got from primary and secondary distribution, the numbers we got through OAR, the numbers we have in terms of units, all these come together to create to find out what is the overhead cost per unit, okay, per unit for both these items. See, if the company has only one product, okay, if the company has only like one product, it's quite easier to allocate. If the company has only G, it's very easy to allocate both primary and finishing. The problem comes up only when there are two products spending time, okay, or consuming time in each department. So even if there's like only one department, assume that there's no finishing, there's only primary. Even when primary is there, but two products G and H are there, we have to do all this. But if there are two departments are there, but only one product is there, for example, G alone is there, means whatever that 1 lakh that's incurred is fully for G. It's fully for G. So simply you can find out like what's the cost. So the cost would be 0.5 hour into 10,000, 2,000 hours. 1 lakh by 2,000 hours would come to something like 50 or something. So 50 rupees is for G. That's it. We don't need to confuse so much things and all. Okay, it becomes like very direct. It becomes very straightforward. The problem arises. This type of problem arises only when a company has like two products. Okay, so that's about the concept here. Ensure that you are like very clear in the concept. So that's about the overheads. We'll move on to the next chapter.